Happy time, people. Happy 25th birthday, Zay Flowers. The Ravens wide receiver's given first name is Xavian with an X. He was the Ravens' first-round draft pick in 2023 and quickly set franchise rookie records with 77 catches for 858 yards. Unfortunately, Flowers fumbled at the goal line in the AFC Championship game 2 seasons ago after catching 5 passes for 115 yards and a touchdown. He's on the road to redemption, having caught 74 passes for 1,059 yards last season and 7 passes for 143 and a touch last week against Buffalo. We usually don't think about wide receivers on an offense with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson running the ball.
Yeah, well, they're still secondary to me. I know what happened last week in Buffalo. I'm still handing it to Derrick Henry, particularly late in the game. I am. Prove me wrong some more.
Happy anniversary, Franco Harris. This is now posthumous, but on this day 42 years ago, the Steelers' future Hall of Fame running back rushed for 118 yards in a 25-21 win in Green Bay to become only the third NFL player ever to rush for 11,000 yards. In the ensuing years, we now have 23 players with 11,000. Harris is still good for 15th all-time with his 12,120, and here's who's ahead of him. Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Frank Gore, Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson, Curtis Martin, LaDainian Tomlinson, Jerome Bettis, Eric Dickerson, Tony Dorsett, Jim Brown, Marshall Faulk, Edgerrin James, and Marcus Allen. Wilbon, a who's who of all time. The leading active rusher, Derrick Henry, is 18th all-time, and he's climbing.
And Tony, when he retired, or when he got to 11,000, and there were only 2 guys ahead of him you mentioned, you know who those 2 were? Jim Brown and O.J. Simpson. And Jim Brown did it, boys and girls, in 12 games. Not 14 in a season, not 16,
not 17,
not soon to be 18. Jim Brown, 12 games. Huh? Shut up.
Happy trails to Aroldis Chapman's hitless streak. The Red Sox reliever had not allowed a hit in 16 appearances since, July 23rd until last night. Shea Langoliers of the A's led off the 9th with a double, ending Chapman's streak at 50 consecutive batters. Langoliers later scored on a Lawrence Butler single, so Chapman took the loss for the Red Sox. Even so, the 37-year-old has a 1.14 ERA on the season, 81 strikeouts in 55-plus innings. Butler, meanwhile, said in the postgame that there was a $500 reward promised to any Oakland hitter who broke Chapman's hitless streak, so someone owes Langoliers $500.
More importantly, somebody could owe Chapman a 3rd World Series ring with the Red Sox. He's got a chance. They've got a chance on whether they're a division winner or wild card team, and you get out there with a lead at the end of 8, you got to face him. He's got a chance for another ring.
One correction, Green Bay beat Washington 37-0 in 2001, not 38-0, as Wilbon erroneously said. With old age come mistakes.
Sure.
Let's go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
The Brewers got swept by the Rangers. Is that significant?
No, because I know they hadn't been swept since the season opening series, but the Cubs can't catch them because of 2 stupid losses to the Nationals. We can't catch them. They're going to win the division. Greg Norman posted he has stepped away from Live Golf. Your thoughts?
Has he stepped away or was he pushed aside? I mean, I think people could see this coming. Usain Bolt, who you love, says he doesn't see any of today's competitors breaking his record. Does that make sense?
Yes. If Usain Bolt hadn't looked over his shoulder at dopes like seconds behind him, no one would touch him. He would have run in like a 9.2. He's the GOAT. Jim Brown, Usain Bolt. Paul Skeens topped 200 strikeouts on the season. Is that significant?
I think he's the best pitcher in baseball.
Ooh.
Last night of the WNBA regular season. Will the Aces win their 16th straight?
I don't see why the Aces would even really tee it up. You just want to go in to be ready for the playoffs. So I don't know. They might win their 16th straight against the Sparks, who are teetering at 500, but they don't have to.
We are out of time. We will try to do better the next time, and I am Tony Kornheiser.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, knuckleheads. Tony, Usain Bolt. Huh? Is he the GOAT?
The best.
Anybody want to argue against Bolt?
No. Nobody does. He's the best. All right, Wilbon, which team is the bigger threat in the NFC, the Commanders or the Packers?
The Packers. Pains me to say it. Spent my whole life hating yet admiring the Green Bay Packers. I mean, And this is another one of those times, Tone. I don't know if it's going to be a long stretch. I'm not saying it's going to be Lombardi-like. I'm not going there. But right now, the Green Bay Packers have everything you need to win a championship. And that means even if they have to go up against Philadelphia. And who knows, the Commanders could replace Philadelphia in that regard because the Commanders are really, really, really good, but the Packers are great. The Packers last year in the metrics account were 4th and 5th, respectively, defensively. And you know offensively they've got everything. The only question to me about the Packers, and I want to as a Chicagoan make this a question, is whether Jordan Love can match the hype, of some of the pundits who have him being the MVP this year. I would say he hasn't yet shown that, but he's on a trajectory that could get him there. If he gets there sooner than later, the answer is the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, so this is the yeah, but portion of this particular segment, and I agree with you. I think that Green Bay is a better team right now than Washington. I think they have advantages tonight in that they are playing at home. And on a Thursday night game, if you're the road team, it really limits the amount of time you have to practice for the next opponent. And they got Micah Parsons, who they didn't have before. But we both concede that Washington is very good. And
really
Jaden Daniels is maybe great. And they have receivers, and they have a defense as well. And what I would say, and I don't expect them to win, but if they were to win, I think that would reorder the priority in the NFC. I think a lot of people who are now picking, as you are, picking Green Bay to be in the Super Bowl from the NFC might flip and go to Washington.
Yeah.
Because this would be a very strong win by Washington. It really would.
It would, Tony. And let me just say as a PS, the one thing the Commanders, when I look at, the one thing they don't seem to have is a total stone-cold game record defensively. The Packers do now. They got 11. He's a game record defensively. We'll see if he is out there enough and has the impact to do that tonight. That's it. We're done. Cheeseheads. Praising cheeseheads. It really hurts me. Back to you.
Yeah, well.